So, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to some part of the world. My name is Prashanth Nair, and we are back with another edition of the FIIOB podcast. Before I introduce my panel and what the podcast is all about, I would like you to tell that please subscribe our channel, click on the bell icon, follow more of us so that you can get good content. Of course, not to forget that please follow our FIOB TV as well, where you can get live updates of the team which we support. Without keeping you guys much waited, let me introduce today's panel. We have Sriram, who's going to support Liverpool, and we have Shubhodip with his jersey and the Champions League medal, etc., etc. We clearly know which club he supports. He supports Real Madrid. So this podcast is about the second leg where Real Madrid, who are a little bit uncomfortable after the first goal from Mo Salah with a 3-1 aggregate, they are going to face Liverpool. And like always, we say, right, anything can happen in Champions League. The tie is not over. And Liverpool are called as comeback kings for a reason. They have done it time and again. Without keeping you guys much waited, so I'll first go to Sriram. Sriram, it's been a topsy-turvy kind of a season for Liverpool, right? I mean, it's not been the one which everyone expected. Winners of Premier League, everyone thought that they'll come firing all cylinders, try and retain the Premier League. That hasn't gone well. First, even the Champions League performances of the first leg, they were average. They were not of a team who wanted to win the Champions League, which is very unlike of a Klopp mechanism. What has exactly gone wrong throughout the season?
Uh, what has exactly gone wrong? So this is not something that I can answer in one line or one word. I wish I could, but yeah, I really couldn't. So let me try to just say a few two three things which
Hmm.
I think probably might have caused all these. Like this is all like a domino effect. Like multiple things mm,
It was
happen
piling
to
up, you could see it.
it was piling up. So like uh, like symptoms were showing up and Klopp didn't act proactively on that. Few fans were able to see it, but we didn't know like it would end up being this horrible beyond a point. So it's like multiple reasons, like all like everything that could happen bad all happened at the same time, and it was like a conjuncture of like everything that could go wrong at the same time. So like if you could write down like list of possible reasons that like if a team could like not win or like not defend a title because of this so and so reason, like you may say like 4 5 reasons are possible. So for every defending champion, one reason might happen. Like every time when they are not able to defend it,
Hmm.
but for Liverpool, like all the reasons happened at the same time. So
Yeah,
it's
one reason which I clearly believe is Van Dijk. I mean, we all know what kind of a player he is.
yes.
Probably one of the best centre backs in modern time. One of the, I'm not going to say that he is the best, of course. He's one of the best. He's right up there with the best. But talking about what you just said, right, it becomes a very interesting point. You said it very clearly. It's not easy to defend titles. It's not everyone's cup of tea because you need the same drive, same energy, same motivation, and different kind of mindset to start all over again. That's exactly what Real Madrid have done in terms of winning the Champions League, right? I mean, won it time and again, the same drive, the same energy. But it has come to a point, Shubhadeep, where Zidane was questioned in the start of the season. His management was looked upon. Everyone was like, okay, this is it. This is the best he could offer. Nothing more. But now Real Madrid are just 1 point away from Atletico Madrid. The Clasico win was special. Liverpool tie is almost done according to some fans, but other fans are still saying no, it's not done. That one goal by Salah can come to haunt us. Where are you standing here? Do you think that the tie is over, or do you think that you know what the tie is very much alive and one mistake it's all gone?
I think the tie is still very much on, and it's all about the first goal. I think whoever scores the first goal has a very clear advantage going forward after that. I think where Real Madrid will be very conscious about is that they
Hmm.
do not have Lucas Vasquez and Alvaro Odriozola. I think if you both of you have watched the Clasico, I think there was some controversy over that. I think shot pull on Martin Braithwaite. But the
Hmm.
chance that came for Braithwaite was when Jordi Alba got released, and that was again from an Alvaro Odriozola mistake. So
Correct.
I think we were scared of him for 45 minutes to last in the Clasico, and he has to last for 90 minutes at Anfield. But I still think the tie is 80% in Real Madrid's favor. Liverpool could turn it around, but it's only 20% for them. They only have a 20% chance because I think Real Madrid will score at Anfield. They'll at least score once, and that will mean that Liverpool at least have to score 3 times, if not 4.
I mean, one of my favorite managers of all time said that even if mathematically there was 1% chance, I'm going to go for it. Sadly, he's managing at Spurs, so I really don't believe his words anymore. But having said all of that, Sriram, who do you think is one guy who can actually grab the game by the scruff of the neck and then say, you know what? There were, for me, right, growing up, there was one player where I knew if it was a big game, I knew Didier Drogba was going to stand up because that's his stage. He belonged there, right? I'm sure Liverpool have serious characters that way, right? Back then, I'll not say back then, it's not like 3 years back or 4 years back. Couple of years back, it was Van Dijk who always stood up on occasions. There was Fabinho, he always stood up. Wijnaldum, not to forget, right? Dejan Lovren, when the occasions got tough, these guys always stood up.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not counting Lovren, but yeah, fair.
No, you should. He won enough matches, honestly.
Yeah, of course. I'll never forget that header against Dortmund. Was it Dortmund?
Yeah, it was Dortmund.
I was like, when I was watching it with a couple of my friends, I was like, no way that's happening. Of all the people, Dejan Lovren, no chance. But anyways, who do you think in this current Liverpool team, right? Whoever is going to play against Madrid, who do you think is one guy who on his day can actually turn it apart?
On his day, who can actually turn it apart? That everyone know it is Salah. So he's the guy who's the go-to man who is supposed to lead the team. But for me, in this particular case, like to beat this Real Madrid setup and for Liverpool to have any possible chance, it's going to be Firmino. He has to show up 99%. Like he cannot have a bad game. Like if he has a bad game, we are done.
I think, one player, I know a lot of Liverpool fans absolutely have slandered him. Some of them have said, you're not thankful, etc., etc. I think it's Sadio Mane for me. Because I believe that I'll never forget that finish against Manuel Neuer. That finish of Sadio Mane against Manuel Neuer, I was like, okay, that's class. That ball, the control, the touch, the finish. For me, if there was one player who needs to step up the gas tomorrow, of course, everyone expects Salah, but I think it's Sadio Mane for me personally. One, because I'm a huge fan of him. I really didn't like he joined Liverpool instead of United when Louis van Gaal called for obvious reasons, of course. But I think Sadio Mane can be the difference between two sides, but I do hear what you're saying, right? It's the Egyptian king, the man everyone's hopes are pinned on tomorrow. Shubhodip, the same question for you. If Real Madrid have to win this tie, win it comfortably, or let's say that you want to scrap it through, whatever, who do you think should really stand up?
Karim Benzema. There's no other man. Like
Yes?
because I think since the middle of March, I think that was the Madrid derby. Since
Correct.
then, he scored a goal in every game. He has scored in every game. He hasn't missed scoring in any single game. So we are going to need him to score at least one goal, and he's the most likely contender to do that. So, and I think Sriram was saying that one person who needs to stand up for Liverpool is Roberto Firmino. But I have to ask you this, Sriram, who do you think should be the front three? Should it be Salah, Mane and Firmino, or should it be Salah, Mane and Jota, or should it be Salah, Jota and Firmino?
So yeah, there are multiple discussions that happened within the Liverpool circles on this case. So yeah, we actually wanted all four of them. Like it should be Firmino,
Jota as a number 10 and then the front three.
All four.
No,
that's a 4-2-4.
Firmino as number 10.
Oh, sorry.
Mane,
I forgot that whole debate about the defensive striker and important for the system and all that. My bad.
Yeah, it happens, but so it's not your fault that like when his absence shows like.
But I honestly wanted to ask you, Sriram. Yes, you're right. But how does he impact the formation? Like Firmino, right? Because of his work rate?
So see, I genuinely don't think you cannot wait, did I go with the double negative? Okay. I genuinely think you cannot quantify Firmino's impact beyond a point. Like you can get all those like touches, like penetrations into the final third, like ball
Runs,
progress,
etc.
ball progress, this distance, everything and all. Like Firmino, generally, usually, yes, he does top all those charts. If not the first, he will be among the top 2-3 for Liverpool in all those numbers. But yes, like the one thing which he does is he doesn't allow the shape to get broken. Like the midfield, when they are trying to press, if someone is like out of position or like not in a distance where they can actually catch up to the person whom they are supposed to press, whom they are supposed to mark, Firmino comes back. Firmino comes there.
That's such an undervalued ability, right?
Undervalued.
Not to break the shape. So important.
Yes. See, it's okay to be there, like to receive the final pass and hit it where you intend to hit it. But yes, for a team that is so rapidly pressing, where like even like microseconds of laziness causes too
clearly
much damage.
Will show a lot of space for the opposition.
Yes, that is where Firmino shows up. Like if Wijnaldum is like 5 feet, 10 feet away from his supposed marker, Firmino drops back diagonally there to make sure there is like extra person who is forcing the opponent who is on the ball. That Firmino shows up, and there is no particular metric in your stat books that can actually show. Yes, to show it. So Firmino, in a way, what he does is thankless. No, see, there is a saying like in professional circles, in corporate, like some persons, if like as long as they are working, they're doing what they work, you will not see they are in the office. But
you will find a void as soon as they leave.
As soon as they leave, as the day when they have an off, like even if they have like a day off or a sick leave or something, you will suddenly feel, okay, this guy is missing. Where is he to do what we want to do? That is Firmino. So it's like you may call him to be defensive striker. I will call him defenseless striker because we cannot defend him when he's failing.
Correct. Fair enough.
We are forced to like grasp for straws, so that like we prove like this is where Firmino is good at. Like you cannot show, okay, this is the number. See, others are doing 8, he's doing 10, so he's like better by 2 metrics. We cannot
like number
show
of
that.
goals, right? If Salah scored 20, if Kane scored 25, whatever, you can say Firmino scored 50. Not bad for a second striker.
Not bad for that. That Firmino does, like even if not at the complete effect of those numbers is shown, his effect is seen in a way. And I do agree, like that ability of Firmino has gone down in the last 6-8 months, probably, like maybe since last April. When did football resume back?
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I think Sriram, you've raised a very valid point in sense of maintaining the shape, etc. Shubhodip, I have this question for you. Was there a reason why right side of Liverpool was targeted, especially Trent Alexander-Arnold? Because clearly the first half in the first leg, it was visible. Trent was targeted.
Yeah, that was Zidane's plan right from the outstart. I think it is very well known that Liverpool are a great pressing side. And it is also well known that sometimes they exert so much energy that they are not at their best towards the latter half of the season. Last 2 seasons they did great, but this season that energy is somehow missing. I think one of the points I would say is that even if the front four or front three or front four, as Sriram is saying, are on fire and Anfield, but if the midfield cannot do their usual pressing against Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro, it won't matter. So if you let those three play, then it's game over for Liverpool. It's
Fabinho is the key there.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, yes, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think is very key in recovery. If he's not able to recover the ball once he's got past, then he's becoming a liability because he's a great crosser of the ball. His technical skills stretched by Vinicius or whoever is on that side. If Asensio moves to that side, then it's a real problem for Liverpool. And I think Zidane will once again try to do that.
Fair enough. I mean, I hear both set of arguments in that sense, and I value it because you're right. If that midfield does not press against that holy trinity of Real Madrid, yes, Liverpool are in some problem. But having said all of it, Sriram, what is your predicted lineup for the fixture versus Madrid?
Knowing Klopp, he will still go for a 4-3-3. I cannot vouch for him in this case. So he's bound to do that. So
You just sounded like a United fan under Jose Mourinho. That's exactly how it is. Like knowing Mourinho, this is what he will do. There is nothing he's not going to do it.
yeah. So yeah, it's he will go for a 4-3-3, and he might go for Milner as well. So
Ooh.
like
I thought he started over the weekend. Can he start again?
Milner can start all 7 days of a week. So yeah, he is capable of that. But problem is others dread seeing Milner, but Liverpool fans no longer they are not happy seeing Milner. Like at least some of them. So yeah, but he's at least he was not the worst player on the pitch like
Correct.
last game. He's not the best player, but at least he's not
surely
the worst.
not the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, surely not the worst.
So keeper would be Allison.
Yes,
of course. Who would be your right back? Obviously, right back is Trent.
Trent, Robertson, Nat Phillips, Ozan Kabak. Then who? Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Milner, Mane, Firmino, Salah. So,
fair.
yes.
That's a strong lineup. I would have just made one change. Probably I would have dropped Milner.
Yes,
I would have dropped.
That's what most people want. So what? Not most.
I would have started Curtis Jones.
No. What 55% of Liverpool fans? I should say 55. So
okay.
What they want is a two-man midfield of Wijnaldum and Thiago, and play all four up front, like Firmino as CM.
Like a 4-2-4.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-4, whichever.
Ooh, that's super attacking, but yeah, comes with a risk.
It comes with the risk, and especially you have to tie back to the old point which I said. Firmino has to be at his absolute best.
Yeah, because even if he misses his mark by a second, that space
gone. The game is gone at that moment.
Then it will be like United versus City in counter. Just small space, we run, hit on counter. Simple logic. Fair enough. That's a good shout actually. 4-2-4 or 4, however you want to set it up as. Shubhodip, what he just said, right? I'm just thinking back, just as a pure football fan, it will be great to watch a 4-2-4. Okay, we've seen that in books or football theory, how a 4-2-4 actually sets up. But the kind of players what Liverpool have in a 4-2-4, they're effective. But like he said, right, Firmino has to be on top of the game. How do you think Real Madrid are going to line up, considering there is no Varane, there is no Ramos, Eden Hazard is not going to play the game, Vasquez is out injured. There is a series of injuries. I mean, I'm talking to two set of fans whose entire season is plagued by injuries. One team had defensive injuries so much that they were ready to play anyone.
Let him finish it. I have a nice quip on it, but yeah, I'll let Shubhodip finish first.
Go for it, Shubhodip.
Yeah, I think the starting 11 will be very simple. I think Courtois will be in goal, as we all know. Right back, a lot of people are saying that we'll play a 3-5-2 with Mendy, Militao and Nacho as all in the centre back position, Marcelo and Odriozola as both wing backs, and then the midfield, and then there'll be a front two of either Asensio and Benzema or Vinicius and Benzema. That is what a lot of fans are saying. But I think we should play a 4-3-3 as we have been playing, with Odriozola at right back and the rest of the team the same that started at the Bernabeu. I think this would be my team. But I think one thing I would want to ask Sriram, there was the teams in 2018 and which went 3-1 to Liverpool, right? So
correct.
a lot of people, there was a lot of controversy for various reasons, mostly the Ramos Salah one. And a lot of people felt that if the two teams faced each other at full strength, the result would be different. This time, both the teams actually faced each other on equal footing. Both had their first choice centre backs ruled out. But I think Liverpool, I think the last 4 matches have all gone to Real Madrid, between Pool and Madrid. So
correct.
what's the
all mental, 4 of them,
yeah. So what's the mental state of Pool? I mean, how determined are Pool to pull this one back or have some history with Real Madrid?
I'll tell you as a neutral fan in the sense, right? One thing which I never trust Liverpool is that you don't give them chances, especially on historic ties like this. You don't run that riot of Jurgen Klopp led Liverpool with such kind of a tie, because the hallmark of that team is that when the odds are not against them, right, they will stand up. I think the only team I will not call them lucky, but because of the style of football, what they have, they're very difficult to breach is Atletico Madrid. That's why a lot of fans mock saying that, oh yeah, these guys said this is Anfield, welcome to Anfield and all, but they didn't beat Atletico Madrid. But what fans don't realize is that that is Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. They are the wall for a reason. They should be brand ambassadors of Ambuja Cement. That's how they play football, and it's not wrong, but they're used to it. But judging Liverpool just basis they couldn't break Atletico Madrid and saying that no, yeah, they can't do every time. It's kind of wrong because as a neutral, I'm very sure that you give them half a chance, they'll make it a full one. And that front three is capable of ripping defenses for fun. As a Premier League fan, I hated them. I was like, no chance. They can't do it. Again, I kept crying last year that no, they cannot win the title. They should not, whatever. But of course, they won. And with addition of Thiago Alcantara, I really thought they would go a step up. But of course, it's not worked out. Injuries hasn't worked out. But I think you guys are in for a good game tomorrow. It's not going to be easy. I'm sorry, Sriram.
Yeah, definitely not easy.
Yeah. No, I really wish I could have your optimism. No, it's true. The average optimism of the entire Liverpool fan base is like 2 levels lower than whatever you displayed for the last 2 minutes.
But honestly speaking, I don't want to give any chance because for a fan, as a neutral, right, a game of this sort, you always want to see the underdog pushing the favorite. Yes, of course, you are the underdog. You always were the underdog in every game, but I mean that's why you won the title. That's why you won the Champions League, and you won it in style. I'm not going to count Spurs Champions League, but yeah, whatever. Win is a win. It doesn't matter. Win is a win. But really, are you guys nervous? I thought if it was not a lockdown, full strength, whatever, right? Anfield would be buzzing for a game right now. This is the sort of game which Anfield likes.
You would hear the noises from tonight itself.
Exactly.
Not on Wednesday. It should have started by now itself already. So yeah, I mean, I thank the Chinese for bringing up to this fate. But yeah, I mean, I cannot wage a war on them. Like just for the favorite football club of mine. So yeah, bless the Chinese for doing this to us. But yeah, like we have to take the chances. Like it's mathematically it's there. So yeah, let's play the 90 and see where it goes. Like it cannot go any worse for that. The further like if we lose. Okay, nothing worse is going to happen. The season is already crap. So
yeah, we'll probably prompt the board to spend more and then add more players in the lineup because clearly it needs replacements. Some do.
Yes.
Some definitely do. Someone like Milner, Oxlade, Chamberlain, they all need to be upgraded, and possibly a loss can be a positive thing because the board will open its eye. You never know.
Yeah. Some need upgrades. Some just need a backup. So they have played a little too excessive, and like we can see like their pace has like gone down completely. It's like they're reluctant to push any further. Okay, I'm done with football for now. Let me resume after 6 months. Something of that sort. Like you can see the way they play. And yeah, I promised the quip.
The quip, yeah.
When Shubhodip was trying to this thing before September 2020. So if you went to any average football discussion forum and went into the comment section, you could actually see any random pick any random Liverpool fan and a Real Madrid fan. You could actually see, okay, we won it 6 times. So what? We won it 13 times. You can see. But for the last 4 months, what it's been is like, we have 40 injuries. So what? We have 55 injuries. That's how it's been. That's the whole summary of the season. So
yeah, and also in between, you'll see United fans coming in between and say, we needed 1 point out of 3 games, but we screwed it up. And then some others will say Spurs for the title. Someone will say Everton for the title. Then everyone will be like, oh my God, City are so unbeatable, etc. It's been a very weird season, to be honest, in all sorts, right? For me, United being second is an anomaly. City, of course, whatever they are and where they are and how the Champions League is going. I mean, for the life of me, this is the first time I have not even thought in my wildest dreams there is no Messi and Ronaldo in Champions League. I mean, Champions League was Mr. Ronaldo, right? He is defined as Mr. Champions League, but sad. It will be a Liverpool versus Real Madrid kind of a game where I think it will be iconic yet again. But before I let you guys go, Shubhodip, what do you think will be your final score for the tie and for the game?
uh, I think I think it will be 1-1. It will be a draw, in my opinion.
Okay. Sriram and you?
Yeah, I think
You want an optimistic prediction or a realistic prediction for me?
I want a realistic one.
Realistic prediction, I have to mirror what Shubhadeep said. I don't see a scoring to really, to be honest.
I see a Madrid winning it 2-1. I think you will score, but they will outscore because of one gentleman which Shubhadeep clearly mentioned, Benzema. He's due for a goal. And some goal will come from left or right. Vinicius will do something. He'll dribble 4-5 people here or there and then shoot one, whatever. That's quite possible.
We have scored four goals in 4 months. So I'm not really entirely confident in us scoring twice.
This is something I wanted to stress on. Liverpool's scoring record. They have been very vulnerable defensively due to Van Dijk being out, but their scoring record at home, it has been it has been an absolute joke, with all due respect. So why did this happen? Usually at Anfield, the Liverpool front three are always on a roll. So what
it's
happened?
A Burnley jinx.
January. That they're almost unable to score there. Their scoring record at Anfield isn't great. I think even though they scored against Leipzig there, I think, but overall it's not that great.
Wait,
sorry, Sriram, wasn't the Burnley game? It started the downfall at Anfield. Burnley beat right at Liverpool first time in 17, 18 months, something like that. That Anfield was broken. Was it Burnley?
Not 17, 18 months, longer. I think almost 2 years.
63 or 64 games. Yep.
64 games. Okay, that was Burnley, right?
I guess so. I don't remember because after Crystal Palace, everything was downhill. So,
after Palace, correct.
Yep. So Crystal Palace was the last good game which I remember. So there was a West Brom draw. There was an Everton loss. I don't know. The Burnley defeat happened somewhere in between. So
I think if I'm not wrong, it was Burnley because I remember reading the English press saying that Sean Dyche does the unbelievable, whatever.
Too many defeats. Too many defeats happened. So we went into a trauma mode. Our memories faded. So I don't want to recollect them.
Yeah, but what Shubhadeep asked, that's a very interesting question actually. Why has your front three misfired so much? Is it lack of form, it's not clearly not lack of understanding. There is clearly no lack of class in all three. They're all three brilliant forwards, but all three failing simultaneously. That's not something which we hear often.
Yeah, that is, you answered. At least you gave a hint for me to answer. All three failing simultaneously is a problem. If there are 30 matches, it's okay for each of them to have a 2-3 game lapse.
Yeah, 1/3 failure, one of them is okay. Other two will pick it up.
Other will compensate for it. And by the time the third guy starts firing, the second guy may have a lapse. But all three going down at the same time, it didn't help. And a reason that that prolonged for so long was Klopp's own mistake. He shouldn't have played Jota in that Midtjylland game.
Oh yeah, he got injured again, right? In between.
He got injured in that game, and they said he will be back in 3 weeks, and he took 3 months to return. So they are not transparent about the injuries either. So that happened. So there was no Jota, there was no replacement. So beyond a point, they were burned out, and once the title kept
going away.
Once the title kept going away, there was no intention for them to chase it. Okay, just leave it. No, what's the point? Why should we push any further? That attitude, it slowly crept in. And one more thing is Henderson's absence. So because of Henderson's absence, there was no one to actually babysit Trent Alexander-Arnold. I
marshal the squad, right?
Yes, I have to use the word babysit here because Henderson made sure Trent's liabilities were not exposed. So whatever,
because he slotted in the right back if he went ahead.
He slotted him. He covered for him. He was mostly okay, you go, whatever it happens, I'll cover for you. I'm there behind you. So that kind of comfort, a safety net Henderson gave to Trent.
It's
So
like such an important question, right? If there is a player who's so good in attacking and Henderson says that, you know what, just do your job, I'm there to cover you. That's like a springboard. Like if you're Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's like, you know what, that's my captain, so I'll do it. And now suddenly my best centre back is not there, my captain is not there, my forwards are misfiring. The most creative player on planet Earth suddenly has been labeled as a thumbs up merchant. So everything is boiled down, like you rightly said, right? If you write 10 reasons why, you know, one team can lose a title, all 10 has happened.
All 10 happened at the same time. Yep.
That's probably the best description I've ever heard, that, you know, all 10 reasons happening simultaneously. But having said that, guys, it has been a wonderful evening to talk to you about football, and especially, you know, this tie is very special for me because there are two clubs which I dislike the most of all the clubs which I do, because obviously Real Madrid took so many things from me as a United fan, so many memories, so many players who I idolized, and everyone they just took. They almost took one guy, but thankfully the fax machine crashed. But yeah, whatever. And for Liverpool, as much as I dislike the club because of obvious reasons, but I really hope that tomorrow's night is not day after tomorrow, you know, whatever, is not that one of those games where it's just walk in for anyone. I really want this tie to be as competitive as possible. I really hope that someone stands up. The game does go in that extra time. I really hope that, but that's just optimistic. Man, I really hope this game becomes. Shubhodip is not happy in me saying that it should go to extra time or whatever. But yeah, I really hope it's a good game.
You want a heart attack for us?
I don't care. Honestly, I think they've got the potential.
If it goes to extra time, then for sure the Scouse crowd will break all distancing protocols. they will come outside of Anfield. You can hear them on the TV. I can pretty much assure that.
But yeah, you know, I really hope the game goes edge to edge, neck to neck, close. I just don't want it that, you know what, it starts at 10 minutes, 12th minute, Benzema scores, and then Liverpool becomes suddenly defensive. Like you rightly said, that in sometimes complacency creeps in so early, then everyone just starts chasing. And once the chasing starts, the game is already over. You don't chase again and again and you have the same drive. It will eventually burn out. So all the best, guys. May the best team win. Sadly, my team isn't there, so I honestly don't think whoever wins, they'll win. But yes, I do hope it's a good game of football. And for all the people who are watching, I really hope that you also enjoy the podcast just like I enjoyed conducting this too. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. I hope you guys really have a good game. That's my wish for you.
Yep. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks to both of you. Thanks to